This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's keep it moving here. Eddie's biggest break happens when he gets this call from Kevin Sullivan. It's a chance to come to WCW. Sullivan has one promise. Eddie won't be jobbed out like a lot of the other smaller wrestlers, but he only promises him opportunity. His first year there is like a dream. As was the case with ECW, he arrives alongside Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit, two of his very best friends, and they have a series of matches with WCW. His first WCW match is actually on August 30th, 1995. These are the TV tapings where famously Vader got in a fight with Paul Orndorff, and Eddie would be working with Dean Malenko that night. His TV debut is Fall Brawl 95 in a no contest with Alex Wright. On the September 30th edition of Saturday Night, they do a sit-down interview with Eddie talking about growing up in a wrestling family, and footage is shown of him in AAA, but of course, no mention of ECW here. But this is kind of a big deal to bring in a talent and not only put him on TV and on pay-per-view quickly, but these little sit-down interviews, this is kind of a cool opportunity for a new performer to the company.
It is. It was different presentation, and it allowed their personality to come out a little bit, and sometimes not too, because you found that maybe they didn't have the greatest personality. But yes, it was a unique way to introduce talent. Definitely.
Eddie's going to round out 95 in matches against Pillman and Disco and Jerry Lynn and Big Bubba and a handful of other guys. But one of his biggest matches happened on December 18th. He finally gets to work with Ric Flair in Augusta, Georgia. Flair gets the win, but of course he cheated. Damn it.
Bastard.
The classic moment happened at the January Clash, though, on January 23rd, 1996. This is the famous moment where Brian Pillman is trying to work the entire industry, and Pillman pins Eddie Guerrero with a crossbody and grabbing the tights for leverage. But around the 2-minute mark, Pillman grabbed at Bobby Heenan by the jacket, and Heenan responded with, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that makes it out on the air. I don't know. It's sort of fun to think about 1996 WCW and all these shenanigans. And I kind of forgot Eddie was even involved in that match because all anyone was talking about was Pillman and Heenan.
Not a good thing.
One of the weirdest finishes happened in Eddie's match at the Uncensored 96 show on March 24th. The WCW United States champion and the Mexican heavyweight champion Conan pinned Eddie Guerrero in 1826 after the challenger mistimed a leapfrog, causing Conan to accidentally headbutt Guerrero in the dick. And after the match, Conan helped Guerrero to his feet, and Eddie shoves Conan away. It's a weird and confusing finish, but you know, that probably happens more often than we think in traditional athletics, where someone gets a no-no shot. And
it happens.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you've had your no-no shots before.
Everybody has. Listen, we know what he's going to go on to accomplish in WCW, but it feels like he's getting some real momentum. He's wrestling on Nitro. He's wrestling on pay-per-view. He even has another pay-per-view match with Ric Flair at Hog Wild 96. He starts working with DDP for the Battle Bowl ring. They have a whole feud about that, at Clash of the Champions and Halloween, Havoc 96. And eventually he finds himself in the United States title tournament. It's a significant moment for Eddie Guerrero, but maybe not for good reasons. He doesn't like the way he wins the U.S. title from DDP. The NWO are going to hit their finishers, and then Eddie hits his finish to secure the win. And he sort of thinks it hurts him as a baby face, because, well, he's smaller and a minority working in front of largely Southern wrestling audiences. So it's going to be hard for him to be a baby face when you've got these cool heels. I don't know. It just feels like they really made it difficult for him, but eventually, we do see him become a heel, and boy, that's probably when Eddie really shines, at least in my opinion, in WCW. But winning the U.S. championship in WCW, especially for a quote unquote smaller guy, that's a big deal. This is a belt that before him, guys like Vader and Sting and Steve Austin and Lex Luger and Ravishing Rick Rude and Ric Flair, lots of folks had held this. So to not be immediately lumped into, all right, you're a tag team wrestler or you're a cruiserweight wrestler, and get that U.S. title shot. Pretty cool deal for Eddie.
Well, I think that it spoke to Eddie's talent and being able to cross all those lines and have people get behind him. Eddie didn't work like, well, let me take this back. Eddie could work like a traditional luchador, but Eddie also knew how to adapt the luchador style into the American style of wrestling. And I would dare say that Eddie knew a lot more about American wrestling than he did the lucha style of wrestling. But he was able to walk across the aisle and work both easily.
And since he's going to enjoy a nice little run here at Malenko with Starrcade 97, the next night, Ultimo Dragon, this is a talent rich roster here. And Eddie's able to impress every time he comes through the curtain. When did he start to be on your radar? We know that Jericho is going to come in and make a big splash, and all of the Radicals are going to get over with WWF audiences when they come over in 2000. But when was Eddie like, all right, Vince, we gotta take a look at this guy?
Man, I go all the way back to Los Gringos Locos and Eddie's partnership with Art Barr, because that was revolutionary at the time. And Eddie stood out all that time. So when Eddie went to WCW, personally, I was disappointed because I was kind of hoping that you're always looking for stars to fit in a certain demographic. And to me, Eddie Guerrero was that mega star that fit for the Hispanic market. And it was also a case of, as I've always said, if you pigeonhole someone, they will remain pigeonholed. I just thought Eddie Guerrero was such a great talent that we were missing the boat. And I wanted him all the way back from Gringos Locos, and Eddie was not available. So
it's just interesting to me, when a guy goes out and it's one thing to have a big run in Mexico or in Japan. It's another to do it in ECW, but it's quite another to work on primetime television on TNT. It feels like at this point, he's a proven commodity.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.